welcome to episode 3 of the podcast. The Clawcast is what it's called. Yeah, I'm intelligent. Anyways, so this episode we're going to be talking about Pokemon. Cause yeah, Pokemon's cool and it's a game that everybody plays. So
Hopefully
here we are.
hopefully everybody plays. If you haven't played it, go play it.
We're making shameless popularization
Yep.
episodes, but we gotta get these episodes off the ground. We've actually gotten like a lot more publicity than we thought we would for these like first episodes, but we're working on getting more. So here we are. So we both have kind of minuscule Pokemon experience. Oh, you know what? I haven't introduced myself yet. Hi, I'm Reaper.
I'm Ave.
This is so scuffed. Maybe we should re-record.
Nah, we're fine.
We're only like 30 seconds in. Okay.
Real quick, before we get into it, Spotify is up now. It's up and working. First episode has 2 listens so far.
At least one of those is my sister. I don't know if the other one registered when she showed me it was her.
And then we are trying a new format for the voice chat this time, just to see if it looks a little better.
Oh yeah, we did that. I personally think it looks better, but
yeah, I think it looks
if
better.
you preferred the old one, we'll go back to that.
Yeah, we'll have to put in like a question or something, leave a comment, whatever. Let us know what one you like better.
I'll make a community post as well later.
Yeah.
Asking about feedback. Okay, well, let's get into the episode that I absolutely spoiled with my horrible intro. Pokemon. So we've both played what, 2 games?
Yeah. I've played 2 mainline games, and then I've played like a weird Pikachu game on the Wii, and then like Pokemon Go, but not that really counts.
Pokemon Go is its own beast.
Yup.
Okay, so I guess I'll start. The games that I've played are both basically the same game. I played Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire, the originals on Game Boy Advance. I'm an old boy. So I'm one of those guys who is of the opinion that Generation 3 was the best generation ever. Before all of the complicated mechanics, when it was just Pokemon versus Pokemon.
Yep.
No Mega Evolutions, no Z moves, no Gigantamax, no Terrestrialization.
No, none of this weird new stuff.
I can understand the appeal of going Ungo Bungo big numbers, but
yeah.
I can understand that there's more strategy when both people can Unga Bunga, but at the same time, I honestly just it's a lot less complicated. Like, Pokemon's already a complicated game.
Yeah,
when you get
it
into
really is.
Competitive. Without any of that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've both played casual, so we're gonna talk casual.
Yeah, the games I've played are Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Legends Arceus. However you pronounce that, you pronounce it your own way. I don't care. I'm pronouncing it Arceus.
I pronounce it Arceus, but I know I'm pretty on the minority there.
Yeah, both the games I played are on the Switch, and they're some of the newer generations of games.
Honestly, I can't hate you for it. Pokemon's too good of a game to just say the new games are the new mechanics ruin the game. Game's still fun, I'd imagine. I haven't played them, so it's not like I can speak, but
yeah, it's still fun. I think I've played like snippets of some of the old games at one point in my life, but I don't remember.
Oh, that's the other thing. Fairy wasn't a type yet, so Dragon and Steel fought for #1 best element, and now it's Fairy is without a doubt the best. Did I just say element?
Yes, fairy is an element.
I'm sorry.
We mean
I'm
type.
sorry to
We mean
every
Pokemon
all of you
type, not
Pokemon
element.
hardcore guys. Types. I will mess that up again this episode, and feel free to flame me for it because I deserve it. Um,
Uh,
okay, well, let's just get into the questions we've got lined up for today because I'm super good at remembering what they are.
yeah.
Here we go. Do we have episode 4 twice? No, we don't. Okay, we're good. Oh, we skipped right over catching up. Anything new happen? Oh yeah, I was sick, so we didn't record last week. I don't think there's anything else that was like super.
Nothing super important, I don't think. Not that I can think
Yeah,
of.
we covered everything.
Yeah.
And we skipped ahead. Okay, so what's your favorite? Oh, what's your favorite of the two you've played?
Um. Well, I gotta think about it. I've completed Pokemon Sword. I have not completed Pokemon Arceus. But I've got to say Sword because it was the first Pokemon game I played on the Switch, and really the first actual Pokemon game I legit played.
Fair
And
enough. Hard to beat that.
yeah, and it's the first one, I think is the first one to introduce like the concept of like the wild area with like just
Mm.
these huge open fields in the middle of the map with like all sorts of Pokemon you can catch and run into. Even like just starting out, you could run into like a level 60 Pokemon sitting around where you just have to try and escape from the battle without fighting them or you will die.
I think the closest thing you can get to that in my games are the Safari Zone, but they weren't really anything available. It was very specifically exotic Pokemon. Like that's the only place you could catch Pikachu or Fanpy.
Makes sense.
I think Heracross was also in that area,
Yeah.
and it's not important. So let's see. My favorite is I played a little bit of Pokemon Black on an emulator, but that's a thing. I was gonna say my favorite game has to have been Pokemon Ruby, and I actually picked because it shares a name with my dog. That's the entire reason that I like it more.
Dog
Actually, there's
bias
a little bit
much.
more. There's a little bit more there though because Pokemon Ruby was the second one I played. Actually, I finished Pokemon Sapphire first. But Ruby I preferred specifically because I played through Sapphire twice, or maybe 3 times, and then I did like everything else on Ruby. I did my Nuzlocke there. I did multiple other challenge playthroughs. Like I ran an only fire team through the whole game. I ran only water through the whole game. I don't think I did only grass because I couldn't get past the fire type gym.
Yeah, I can imagine. All your Pokemon just start burning.
Don't ask me how I got past the fire one or the water one with my fire team, but it's a
Yeah.
thing. And all water was the easiest one because I had freaking Swampert to just carry the entire thing.
Swampert's great.
Swampert was by far the best starter there because his only weakness was a 4 times weakness to water. I mean, not water, to grass. Don't know why that one was so hard. But there aren't any grass type gyms in that region, so you can just plow through all of the gyms with just Swampert. And the only thing you have to worry about in any of the main fights is the first Elite Four has a Cacturn.
Yeah.
But just bring a Pelipper for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it was weak to water and it's a water type, I think we've got an issue going on somewhere here.
Yeah. The only times that's possible, I think, are... Well, I guess there would be a few possible combinations. Like, normal fighting would be weak to fighting, and rock fighting. Let's see. Fighting would be able to do it, and I think... I know dragon is super effective against itself. Is that it?
Probably. That's all I can think. That's all I can
No, it
think
can't
of.
be. Dude, it's
I'm
been
not
so
sure of
long
any
since I played a
else.
Pokemon game. The type tree is completely off my brain. Let me pull it up real quick. We can... it doesn't matter. Anyways, so my last save file that I ever had on Pokemon Ruby logged over 300 hours, and I completed the Pokedex, the regional dex, not the national dex, but
So you
that's
completed
'cause I
the
couldn't save.
entire Pokédex. No. The amount of time that would take would be I'm not even
A lot
sure.
of it, a lot of it was walking around with my level 90 something Blaziken, killing things with the Pokemon I'm leveling up with an experience share in the back.
Yeah. I just
And
pulled
because
up
I
the
had
type.
both Ruby and Sapphire, I could get the game exclusives.
Yeah.
Because I actually did have 2 GBAs and a connector cord.
Oh, nice.
So I got the regional um, exclusives from Sapphire, which included like Surskit and Lotat. Wait, no. Yeah, Surskit and Lotat, I think. There were a few more. But it was annoying, and I hated a lot of it. But I wanted to do it, so I did it.
Yeah. I pulled up
Sometimes I'm
the
actually really good at just sitting down and grinding.
Yeah, I pulled up the type chart and it says dragon moves are super effective against dragon.
And that's it, right? And it's like normal effective against everything else except fairy.
And then it has no effect on fairy.
Oh, it's no effect on fairy.
Not
No
very
wonder fairy's
effective
the
on
best.
steel.
I just called fairy element again.
You already knew you were gonna do it.
Let's see. Let's just move down the list. So, casual playthrough experience. You go first because I talked a lot.
I don't know. Let's see. I've played about 25 hours of Pokemon Sword, and then
Oh goodness, I have you mega beat.
yeah, and then I've played about 5 hours of Pokemon Arceus. So you've got me beat by at least 10 times.
Oh, that's bad. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, it is bad because I kind of just played through Pokemon Sword on my account on Switch, and then just kind of stopped after a bit.
Didn't you start up a Nuzlocke for that one though?
Yeah, no. So I did that, and then I I didn't want to reset my save data on my account, and so I opened up and started a Nuzlocke run on my mom's account on my Switch.
Fair enough.
So I just
Bro,
didn't want to
gotta do
lose.
what
I
bro
didn't want to
gotta do.
lose all those Pokemon and all that progress I had made.
Hey, I completely understand. You're talking to the guy who actually got a level 100 Blaziken on a game where the highest wild Pokemon are 48, I think, and the highest level on the champion is 58.
So were you just like one-shotting everything?
Yeah. I could do it with a 30 power move because my favorite move is double kick, and in that game it was a 30 power move that hits twice. So I was one-shotting with the first half of double kick.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so casual playthrough experience. I don't know. Mostly I just played through the story on Pokemon Sword. And then I went around catching some Pokemon afterwards to try and like get more of my Pokédex filled in. But I was like, oh, I got to take a break from this. This is taking up a lot of time. And like the amount of time I would have to spend to fill up the entire Pokédex in Pokemon Sword is ridiculous.
Yeah, if I did it in 300 hours for just the regional in Ruby, I can imagine how bad it would be in a game where you have all like, what is it, 900 Pokemon now?
Well, it says there's Ruby, and not Ruby. You mixing up my words. I was typing Ruby. Like, there's 400 Pokemon in the Galar Pokedex in total.
Okay, that's not horrible. I had to do 300.
Yeah, it
I think.
says
Maybe I only have to do.
it says the
Something,
native
but-
Hoenn Pokedex in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald features 202 Pokemon.
Okay,
So about double that.
so 600 hours.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if you get a lucky run in that central area, it sounds like you could do it a little bit faster.
Yeah, if I just run around finding all sorts of Pokemon.
It actually took me like until 290 hours to figure out where Jigglypuff is, and that Jigglypuff exists in this game. So,
Jigglypuff, the elusive Pokemon.
no kidding, dude. She's only available in like one patch of bushes in one route.
Why is that even allowed?
Oh, it's a thing for a bunch of Pokemon actually. Like Heracross is only available in the very backmost bush in the Safari Zone.
Only in like a single bush?
Well, it's like a group of bushes.
Yeah, but still.
Tall grass bush, whatever, same difference.
Same thing. Basically. Anyway.
So, Hoenn is a very interesting game because technically the hardest fight is the like third rival battle or the second rival battle. I think it's third. Or if it's an emerald, it's like fourth, I think. Anyways, it's like your rival's Pokemon are like level 22, 23, and 24, and she has, or, well, I played the main character, so it was, I was fighting the female character, so I'll use she from here on out as describing the rival. She has a level 22, 23, and 24, and she swaps out for type advantage.
Oh,
and
fun.
But the thing is, the wilds in that area are level 12 and 13.
Ah.
And you can go basically straight from the second gym to that fight, and the second gym's highest Pokemon is level 18. if memory serves. It's been like 4 years since I played.
Yeah.
So the power spike and the bad grinding in the area sets you up to expect not that.
Yeah. Just like, okay, you fight all these Pokemon, and no, wait, now there's a power jump, and you gotta have Pokemon that are like at least 10 levels higher.
Yeah, and it's at that point that you realize you actually can't solo the entire game with just one Pokemon, realistically.
Yeah.
Because she's got a Pokemon that's a grass type, she's got a Pokemon that's a water type, and she's got a Pokemon that's a fire type. Her options changed based on which starter you picked and therefore she picked, but that's how it goes.
Yeah. I would say the hardest fight in Pokemon Sword, and I looked it up too, just for some clarification. I had it between the Dragon type gym leader and Eternatus. Eternamax Eternatus. It was like when he's huge. This dragon thing. Late game, I think. But those were like the two hardest fights for me. But apparently it says Eternatus was the third hardest fight. I'm like, huh? Maybe I was playing wrong or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Norman's in this one. You get to fight your dad as a gym leader here. And his fight is also extremely annoying.
You get to fight your dad as a gym leader.
Which is such a mean Pokemon, but it hits like a friggin' truck. So if you don't manage to kill it, he will delete you.
Guess what? You have to fight your dad now.
Yep. Oh yeah, Tate and Liza was the other one that I cheesed every time by just going and catching a Sharpedo.
It's always the Sharpedo.
It's a double battle, and they run 2 psychic Pokemon.
Yeah, that's just over. I don't know. I feel like I don't know why the dragon gym leader was like the hardest fight. Because I swear the champion battle was easier than the dragon type gym. And maybe it was because I had
Dude, dragon types are a menace.
yeah, dragon types are menace. And maybe it was because I had Pokemon that just don't do well against dragon types. I'm not completely sure.
It's hard to counterpick a dragon type if you don't have a fairy type or a steel type. It's impossible. That's why dragon was considered by far the best type before fairy.
Yeah.
And now it's fairy because ridiculous typing spread. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't checked out the.
Fairy's just broken.
They need to balance that out somehow. Change the. It's kind of a little bit late to change the weaknesses and strengths now, though.
Yeah, maybe they just change up the whole type system, make up all new types, something.
At least they haven't created any fairy type legendaries, right? Wait.
No, I just looked it up. Zacian is a fairy type, apparently.
Oh, lovely. That would explain why Zacian is the best character. Best Pokemon.
And then...
would explain.
Yeah, and then there's... I'm just looking at it.
Bad.
Tapu Fini from...
Is he a steel fairy, then?
I don't know what type he is. Let's see. Nothing... let's see. Yeah, he's a steel and fairy type Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And then Xerneas is a fairy type.
Oh, yep, Xerneas. That's the one that I thought of as like, wait, this one could be a fairy type.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, because I think that that Xerneas was in the game that Fairy released, so it makes sense that their legendary Pokemon was the new type.
Yeah, I think Xerneas came out in XY.
I don't know, man. I'm tired.
Its name starts with an X.
Pokemons. Oh, right, duh. This is scuffed. Okay.
Oh, yes, and fairy type was introduced in Pokemon X and Y in 2013.
Oh, easy dubs. I win. I'm the king.
Yep.
Where's my crown? I need to get my crown. You should edit in a crown on my profile picture.
Just pop in a crown on there for a minute.
Hey, yes, sir. Okay. Let's see. So, what's your casual playthrough experience? I talked a lot about what I did.
Honestly, I don't know. I mostly just played through the story, and then... Yeah. That's about it.
Oh, well, that's a lot of help. Thanks for giving me the entire spotlight.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like...
Interesting points in the game.
Interesting points. I would say an interesting point is probably that I think for all the gyms, there was a challenge that the gym leader had you do before coming and fighting them. And some of those challenges, I don't remember what they were, but all I remember is some of them were super annoying. Because they
That's how it goes,
they
man.
always, I think for the grass type one, you have to go like rescue or fight or I don't know what you have to do, but it's like a flock of sheep. What are those Pokemon called? Is it Mareep?
I can't help you with the newer generation.
I don't know if it's Mareep.
Mareep is a sheep Pokemon. That's what I know.
That's all I know. Let's see. Oh no, I know what it was. It was Wooloo.
Never heard of that Pokemon. Give me a second, I'll look it up.
It's another weird sheep. I And I don't know why they always give us the weirdest looking sheep Pokemon. Honestly, Willow looks more like a sheep than a rape.
How do you spell Willow?
Uh, Wooloo.
Ew. Oh goodness, this thing looks actually terrifying.
It's
Oh, it's got male and female variants?
it's creepy. It's the creepiest sheep I've ever seen.
Actually terrifying. Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna close this tab and pretend I never opened it.
I might edit in a picture of Willow just so everybody can see it.
That sounds painful. There is one in Pokemon Ruby, past like the second gym, there's a puzzle for all of them that you have to like go through as you progress through the gym. And I think the most painful one by far was the 8th gym, which is the water gym. Because you get to walk on thin ice on the way up to him, and you have to crack all of the ice panels in order for the stairs to unlock for the next level.
Oh,
But if you step
goodness.
on cracked ice, you fall down under where all of the gym trainers are. So you don't want to fall down there because you get trapped and you will die. But it's like those puzzles where like you can only cross one square once, and if you cross it again, you fail. Right?
No.
So I got really good at those puzzles because I played through this game like 20 times at least.
Yeah, I think I just looked it up. The puzzle for the water type gym in Pokemon Sword, you had to solve a maze by pressing buttons and lifting a downpour of water coming from these pipes in the ceiling that were blocking the way to the exit.
That sounds a lot less painful.
I mean, like, the amount of water gushing from the ceiling, though, was quite a lot.
A sight to behold.
Yeah. And I think you also had to fight some you had to fight some peoples along the way throughout the challenge.
That tends to be how it goes. I mean, that's how Pokemon is.
Yeah. And then let's see, the 4th gym was like dark or ghost type one. Why do I not remember this? Did I skip over it entirely? It says walls that limit your path, coiled hands that push you upwards. Get to the goal while riding a rotating cup. Why do I not remember this challenge?
Bro speedran it and then deleted it from his memory.
I don't even remember doing that one. I remember literally every other one.
That's so funny, dude.
And then, wait, hold on. And then as the 6th gym was like the ice type gym, it says invisible pitfalls, and boulders blocking your way. Successfully get to the end of each room. I don't really remember that one either. The heck? I know I fought all the gym leaders because I have all the badges. I remember getting all the different badges, but I don't remember those 2 challenges.
Don't you have to have all the badges to go to the...
Yeah.
To beat the game?
You have to have all the badges to beat the game, so apparently I beat them challenges. But,
That's
I sure don't remember.
funny, dude. That's funny, dude.
But yeah, the water one was really annoying. Trying to figure out how to turn off all the different water spouts that were blocking your way. It was like the pipes in Mario just gushing water onto the floor. Like these huge...
What is it with the water type and the 2 games we've played being the most toxic puzzles?
I don't know. It's annoying.
I wonder if there's more. I don't care to like. I don't. It would take me way too long to like go look up all water type gym puzzles in all of Pokemon
Yeah.
games. Well, I'm not going to. But if there's any interesting ones that the listeners have that y'all want to fill us in on, leave a comment.
Yeah.
I'm shamelessly plugging the channel this episode because I don't care anymore.
Yep.
I forgot to plug the channel at all in the last 2 episodes, so I'm making up for it.
Yeah, we're making up for it. We forgot to say, like, leave a like or a comment or anything.
I mean, y'all did it anyway.
Yep. Let's see. What next?
Let's see. What games do we want a remaster for or to have brought back? Not so much a remaster that I want. I would like a like I would like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald to come back for the Switch, or potentially the Switch 2 that has we've heard leaks about.
Yep.
And I don't want to get too much into that because none of it's confirmed. And
None of it's confirmed. We'll get into some speculations in another episode.
Yeah, if we do that. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't love speculations on leaks because it's never guaranteed. And I've had my fair share of leaks.
All we have that's guaranteed is that there's going to be another Nintendo console.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
And predictions are late this year, but we'll have to see.
Yep. Game. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, actually, there will be. Whatever. It's not important. I'll talk about it next week.
A game I want them to bring back. Let's see. Huh. I've heard some good things about Pokemon Black and White, and I just want to try those. Just bring them back for me.
Oh, dude, I'll send you the emulator I'm playing on.
Yeah, go ahead and send me that.
It's
and
a free
I'll have
download.
to try it.
Let me see if I can find it on here.
I've heard people talking about them, and they're pretty good. I'm like, I want to try these, but I don't know where to actually play them. So it's been a bit of an issue. Because they were on... What console were they on? They were on the DS, I think.
Yeah, nobody plays those. But here is... Well, I can't say nobody, but... Okay, so that's the website that I used to... And then just go through all the steps there, and then, like... You can play through the game.
Yeah.
That's what I used to start Pokemon Black. Let's see. I don't know if there's any more games that I want to remaster for or like to have brought back. And I guess mine's kind of invalid anyway because there is ORAS, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm just asking for an Emerald one. Then maybe just finish the trio.
Bring us an old Pokemon game. That's all we ask. Without any of them tricks.
Exactly. Bring us an old game back into mainstream, but keep it the old game without pre-mega evolutions.
Yeah, without any of those new gimmicks or tricks or whatever, like Gigantamaxing, Dynamaxing, Terastallizing, whatever all the other things are. I mean, we got Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl on Switch. I don't know if those had Mega Evolution or not, or anything.
I didn't either because I did zero research.
I have no idea. But
okay, let's talk Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the one that's actually completed the Nuzlocke. You started practice run for one.
Yep.
So I guess you can take this as a device as well. So like I said, I played through Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire like 20 times total across the two games. So I was able to... The way that I prepared for Nuzlocke is... well, firstly, I found out what Nuzlocks actually are. and they just add rules upon rules the deeper you get into the community. But since it was my first ever Nuzlocke, all I played with was obviously no revives. If a Pokemon faints, I put it in my box instead of releasing it because I wanted to be able to see like my ratio of caught compared to dead. So I set one of my boxes and I like named it dead Pokemon, and I just threw all of the Pokemon who fainted in there.
But it's just tossing
And
Pokemon
then
into a box.
yes, because I wanted to keep track of like how many of my Pokemon died without actually keeping track in my brain how many Pokemon I had
Yeah.
die. So I actually got extremely lucky in my Nuzlocke. But we'll get into that in just a second. So what I did is I played through the game twice. The first time I went through and I'm like, okay, can Torchic realistically work for this? Because Torchic's my favorite Pokemon. I want to beat the Nuzlocke with Torchic.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through the whole game, and in that game, I went through and I didn't overlevel past the next major battle's highest level Pokemon, and I just run it like that. I allowed feints and I allowed all that, and it was a challenge, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then the second time I went through, at that point I knew roughly who was on each route, but I went through and I mapped out like routes that I tended to forget exist, and then because every Pokemon can matter sometimes,
Yep.
and so I mapped out those. I mapped out which Pokemon I would want to get for every single route. And I mapped and like I wrote down where Pokemon repeat to see if there's a Pokemon I want that does repeat, I go to this route to go get it if I don't get it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So my final team actually was ridiculous. I managed to get a Skarmory, which had like a 12% drop rate, I think. Let me just look it up. Pokemon Ruby Skarmory location.
While you're looking that up, I looked. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl did not have Mega Evolution or anything. Pokemon X and Y were the first ones to bring in Mega Evolution, which makes a lot of sense because they have like the X and Y forms of like different Mega evolved Pokemon. Like Mewtwo has Mega Mewtwo X and Y, and then there's Mega Charizard X and Y. But yeah.
Oh goodness, I got extremely lucky. So Skarmory has a 5% appearance rate. The most likely option was Spinda, which I knew. I wanted to get either a Sandshrew or a Skarmory, and I ended up hitting the Skarmory somehow. The rest of my run wasn't necessarily super lucky. I got pretty much standard drops, standard catches, which was fine because that's what I wanted. Was roughly standard. The other like super major catch that I got was on one of the earlier routes. Let's see. Yes. Oh, that's the other thing. I think I found a shiny Spinda after I caught the Skarmory, and I had to kill it
Well,
because
that's just
it was a Nuzlocke.
lovely. Yeah, because you can only catch the first Pokemon on the route that you on any given route area. So if you don't catch that first one, if you kill it, then you're just kind of screwed because then you just have to kill the rest of the Pokemon on that route that you run into, and you can't catch any more on that route.
Okay, here it is. So in Route 110, right before that really hard rival battle that I said I had to fight, I caught an Electrike who actually ended up carrying me through the 8th gym because he's a pure electric type, so he was really helpful against the water type gym. and also the 6th gym, which is the flying type gym, and also helped a lot in the Elite Four and Champion battles. He
Yeah,
was
that makes sense.
absolutely clutch. And I can't remember what his drop rate is, but it's decently high. He's not a super rare Pokemon. Or appearance rate. I keep saying drop rate because I'm not in the terminology loop.
What terminology loop? I don't know about any terminology loop either.
Great, love that. We're in the same boat at least.
Yep.
So I had my Blaziken, I had Skarmory, I had Manectric, and then I had my Linoon from Route like 103 or something that I caught I caught a Zigzagoon and leveled it up. And that was my HM slave, but he also had Headbutt, so he was kind of a monster because Headbutt flinches and it was a
Oh,
70 power stab move. Gave him Silk
headbutt.
Scarf and he went crazy.
I hate headbutt. Headbutt is so annoying.
It's like the most toxic normal type move possible.
Seriously, I would get hit. I think one of the gyms I fought in Pokemon Sword, they had a Linoon or a Zigzagoon, I don't remember, with headbutt, and the flinch on that move is so
Dude,
stupid.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten like triple or quadruple flinches with headbutts.
That sounds absolutely nasty.
It saved me in one of the earlier gyms. I can't remember. It was a thing. So let's see. I had those 4, and then I had 2 more. I think I brought Sharpedo into the last area to fight into the Elite Four to fight the Ghost type, and then and then I had a Walrein. So I think that makes 6. I went and caught a Spheal above an area, and then Ice type for Dragon type fight.
Is
Makes
Feel the
sense,
one
right?
whale thing? Narwhal? I don't know what it is. That looks like a ball.
Seal? But
Yeah,
yeah.
a seal.
He evolves into Celio and then evolves into Walrein. I think he actually evolved into
Yes.
Walrein during like the ghost type fight or something.
It's a seal that is
No,
a sphere.
yes.
Obviously, in the
No, he
name.
evolved
I just not
into
thinking. It's Spheal.
Dark one, type 1. I pulled him out against Cacturn because I didn't want to use Blaziken for that. So Blaziken was the star of the show by far. Because
Gotta love
the way I
Blaziken.
built my Blaziken always was with double cut, double kick, and in that game I actually went for Sky Uppercut over double kick. Once I actually leveled up to get it, I usually don't, because, like I said, double kick's my favorite move. But Sky Uppercut just has better stats, so there I was using Sky Uppercut, and then I used Overheat and Bulk Up, and I think my 4th one on him was Protect, because Protect goes hard.
Protect just goes hard. It's just amazing.
Yeah. I think competitive Pokemon all run Protect, if I remember right.
Sounds about right, because you gotta have that protection.
Because
Make
it's
sure your
just the best
Pokemon
move in the
don't die.
game,
Yeah, it's
and every
just
Pokemon can learn it.
the best in the game.
So yeah, that's what I ran on him, and he kind of carried me through in the Elite Four at least. He carried me through the Dark type gym and the Dark type guy and the Ice type guy. Except the Ice type guy also had a Walrein and 2 Celios, and those are all Water types. So those were annoying to get through with Blaziken. That's why I had Manectric help with that. Dude, oh, that's the other thing. So their Walrein had Sheer Cold, which is the one-hit KO Ice type move,
Sheer
and
Cold
it
is
missed.
absolutely stupid.
Dude, it's so dumb. It's like Sheer Cold, and I think the other ones are like Horn Drill and Sinkhole, maybe.
Sinkhole
I don't know.
sounds
I know
right.
that there are 3. It sounds right to me too. I know Groudon learns it. I should have caught a Groudon. Like, it was my biggest regret walking in. Like, immediately walking in, I took like 3 steps and ran into a wild Pokemon.
No.
And I'm like, oh wait, I needed to use a repel for that.
Oh dang.
So I could have actually had Groudon during my Nuzlocke because I didn't run anything to prevent it. Oh my!
Yeah.
I never talked about my final loadout rule set for that. So I ran 1 Pokemon per region, no mid battle heals. I did allow potions between battles. No revives, obviously. Oh, what else did I run? I think that was kind of it. I didn't go super crazy because it was the only Nuzlocke I ever did. But I kid you not, it came down to a photo finish. It was my Blaziken versus the champions Metagross. And I had gotten, like, I think I got a 1-level advantage on Blaziken by the end, but
That's
Metagross
nice.
is a pseudo-legendary.
Metagross
The fun thing,
is
though,
gross.
yeah, the fun thing, though, was that I did have another Pokemon first. I think it might have been Manectric. Manectric got like a Thunder off first before I threw out Blaziken, and before it died, and then I threw out Blaziken. But the way it went was I got absolutely bodied for just a second. Threw out Blaziken and used Overheat and won the game. Kind of. I used Overheat, and then the bot used Meteor Mash instead of Psychic, which actually saved my Blaziken, and then I threw a Sky Uppercut and won.
That's some luck there.
No kidding, dude. Psychic would have one-shotted him because Blaziken has no special defense. The reason that I say that was a photo finish is because, well, for one, it was both of our signature Pokemon, and for another, both of our Pokemon had a type that was super effective against one of the other Pokemon's types. So Metagross had Psychic, which was super effective against Fighting, and Blaziken had Fighting, which was super effective against Steel. But I think that evened out, so it was my Fire that was super effective against Steel. And his Fire option was Overheat, which cut his special attack, because it's a 140 power move, so big stat, go Burr.
Yup. Cut it all the way down. Chop it like a tree. Or not a tree, I don't know.
That? Oh, cut it all the way down. Yeah. That game it was a lot of fun to do the Nuzlocke, and I loved the photo finish that came from Blaziken ending the fight as my last living Pokemon against the champion's last living Pokemon. It was the best.
Yeah, it could
recommend
have been really bad.
Oh no, it should have been really bad. I should have lost.
Yeah.
If I lost Blaziken, I was gonna just give up and say that Nuzlocke was impossible.
It basically would have been, because fighting a Metagross is...
That Metagross was the thing I was
bad.
most worried about throughout the entire thing. It wasn't like the Gym 8's Milotic. It wasn't the trainer battle on early on. It was that Metagross specifically was like the potential run ender. And it almost did. It killed 2 Pokemon.
Almost third.
Yeah. Should have saved my Sharpedo for that, but I didn't. I sacrificed it against something else.
Yeah, there's all sorts of choices you have to make in runs like that, because like one thing could affect the next thing, and then it could all be over.
Yeah. If you mess up and you lose someone important, then it's just over.
Yup.
That's why Nuzlocks are so scary, man. But it also... The thing that I always wanted to try was a randomizer Nuzlocke, but I just don't have the tools to do so.
How does that work?
You use an emulator to randomize what Pokemon you find in each region. It basically shuffles encounters. So, like on this specific route, you replace this Pokemon with another Pokemon, and you go down the list for that. And then they do that for every route.
That's interesting.
And I think earlier emulators did it just for each Pokemon. They shuffled like the Pokedex entries or something. I don't know how the actual technicalities work. I just know that you switch Pokemon around.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
So, like, for example, on Route 102 in the Hoenn region, there's a pretty good chance to find a Zigzagoon. But in a randomizer, that Zigzagoon could be replaced by a Groudon.
Now, well, that would be nice.
Actually, would be suboptimal because Groudon has such a low catch rate. You're not catching that.
Yeah. It'd be nice if you actually were able to catch it.
Yeah, with like the 0.05% chance or something with a normal Pokeball.
Yup.
I mean,
But,
that's the type of thing that makes or breaks a run, though. Is when you
yeah,
find what Pokemon.
if you miss a catch, then you're just kind of
Yeah, it's kind of over.
you're just kind of dead.
Well, it's not always. Like I've missed a few catches in my run, but it didn't really matter because I had my core team by the 7th gym.
Yeah. No, but imagine the unluckiness if you just missed almost every catch your whole run.
Guess I'm soloing the game with Blaziken. Oh, it's too strong. Oh, I killed the wild Pokemon. Well, I guess I'm soloing with Blaziken.
At that point, you would just be purely leveling him up, and then all of a sudden, you're just one-shotting anything.
Peak
then again-
casual run, am I right?
Yeah. Then again, you could just get killed.
That's actually the first run I ever did. Was I picked Blaziken, and I only played Blaziken throughout the entire thing. And I had like a level 70 something. Like I didn't like actually go out and grind, but I like didn't shy away from Pokemon battles, you know?
Yeah.
And I had like a level 76 Pokemon by the end when I beat the champion. I think. I mean, it
Not
was
bad.
like 8 years ago, so I can't remember. But this was, remember, against stuff that like caps at 58.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's your experience with your current run of the Nuzlocke? Preface.
Yeah, that... Whatever
You're
that
doing
thing
a
is.
pre-run right now, right?
Yeah, kind of. I'm doing just like the most basic. Let me pull up the rules I'm using. So I'm going with a level cap. I'm not able to go like over a certain number of levels higher than the. I think it's 5. I can't go 5 levels. I can't go more than 5 levels higher than the highest level of the next gym leader I'm fighting, but I'm not exactly sure. And then the first Pokemon on each route or area, and only the first
the only one you
Pokemon it can be caught. So like if you miss it or you accidentally kill it, then you can't do anything about it for that route. And then once a Pokemon is dead, I'm putting it in a box. I'm tossing it in a box for the rest of the run, and then like I can't use revives or X items.
Oh yeah, excellent.
And
I
then
just set my thing to no items during battle at all.
yeah, and then I use like a max of 3 potions somewhere in between, like along a whole section of the game or something. I don't know. I haven't exactly pinned that part down. I've only used 3 potions so far. But yeah, what I'm trying to do is like write down where I get healing like automatically, because like some parts like Leon the champion will heal your Pokemon before battling with his younger brother, which is your rival in this game, at the professor's house. So I was like, okay, I need to make sure I don't. For this run, I'm like, I need to try and not use any potions if I'm really close to that point, because then it'll win waste, and then I know my Pokemon will get fully healed. And then
Yeah, that makes sense.
in like the beginning of the game, in some section you're at, Hop your rival heals all your Pokemon as you're going through chasing this Wooloo into a forest, a creepy forest. Creepy sheep into a creepy forest. Not
No way, who
ideal.
would have guessed? If it
But
wasn't
yeah.
creepy before, it's creepy now just because there's a Wooloo in it.
Yeah. But so far let's see. I just
This
hit
is
the
like
wild
extremely
area.
off topic, but if they wanted to make Lethal Company scarier, they just need to add a Wooloo in there.
Add a Wooloo. See, we should see if there's a mod for that somewhere. Anyway.
Totally, you should. I'd play with it.
Seriously. Anyway, so far in my Nuzlocke run, I've got to the wild area for the first time just recently, and I'm on my way to the... Is it the first gym? I don't know.
Any notable catches so far?
I have 3 Pokemon.
Oh, good
And
job. Have you missed some catches then?
no, I literally haven't missed a catch, but the routes are so long. All the way up to the first time you meet Leon, there's like a catch that you can do. Like that's one route, and then all the way to the professor's house, that's one route, and then you just run back to the train station to go to the wild area. But that's where it gets interesting because there's like a sub area. There's a bunch of sub areas in the wild area, and I can catch 1 Pokemon per sub area.
Oh, cool.
Instead
I
of
didn't allow.
instead of 1
areas, that's
Pokemon
like
per
the
the
whole
entire
thing.
wild area. Because that would be...
Well, I don't know what. I don't
That'd be a
know. What are you
disaster.
defining as like a sub area? Is like a cave a sub area?
No. So there
is the
is
sub-area like a
literally
floor of sub-cave?
named sections of the wild area.
Okay.
On the map.
If they're named sections that pop up as like different areas, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, for instance, in Hoenn, there's a cave called Granite Cave, and it's got like 3 floors on it. But I only allowed myself 1 catch for Granite Cave as a whole, not 1 for each floor.
Yeah, that would be... Yeah, I would do the same thing because it's just 1 big cave.
Yeah, and it's
But
like
yeah,
the
in the wild area there are just different like named sections of it, and because the whole of the wild area spans across 2 sections of the map. There's like the main wild area portion, and then after like 1 or 2 of the towns, there's another section of the wild area, and it's just absolutely massive.
And those are pretty much random Pokemon encounters, right?
I think so.
To a certain extent?
Usually what I end up... So you can see certain Pokemon in the tall grass. But
Oh, right, you get it easy.
But there's a chance that literally while you're running through, a question mark could appear and you could just run into a random Pokemon. So...
Well, see, that's all we ever got in the older games, so consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. No, but the hard thing is, if I want to catch a certain Pokemon, if the Pokemon in the tall grass, if it sees me, they all just start chasing after me, and I'm like, I was running away, because I was like, no, I don't want to catch one yet. But
Oh, and levels matter too, because if you run into something ridiculously over-leveled for you, then you're not going to catch it.
oh yeah, I'm not gonna catch it, and then I'm just screwed. Except, wait a
or
second,
if you
hold
do,
on.
it won't listen to you.
Let's see. What was the... I had another rule, and I had it right here. Where did it go? Where did
Bro
it
made a specific rule
go?
just for this area.
Well, I found like a whole list of rules somebody made. and I just copied and pasted it into this Google Doc and then changed a couple things. Like, one of the rules that they had was when you get your starter Pokemon, either just release it or put it in a box as soon as you can, and you can't use it. I was like, no. No thanks. Let's see. Oh, high level, impossible to catch Pokemon do not count. That's what it was.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because literally all you can do in those battles until you have like a level 50 Pokemon or something, all you can do is run away. Or you will just get obliterated.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
I might change that rule in my next Nuzlocke run. Like, if I run into it, then I'll just count it, but I don't know. We'll have to see after I finish this one. I wonder how
harder.
Yeah, make it harder. I wonder how long it'll take me to finish this one. That's the real question.
Yeah.
Cuz my base playthrough of the game the first time around was like between 20 and 25 hours, I think.
And Nuzlocke generally tends to take less hours because there's less grinding you are allowed to do.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to catch every Pokemon. You're not allowed to over level.
Yeah.
And there's no in-game battle items that you can go like earn money for and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're trying to avoid trainer battles more than anything.
You're trying to avoid trainer battles because you don't want your Pokemon to take damage, and then you're like, no. Because then you end up with less health in the gym battles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or you end up with a dead Pokemon.
Yeah, randomly running into, like, for instance, a headbutt Pokemon and just having it randomly flinch you 4 times, and you sit there and watch helplessly as your best Pokemon dies to flinching.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Not good at all.
We should call the episode soon here, by the way, because we've gone for about an hour.
But basically...
So we've talked about, like, the most interesting part of the game now.
Yeah.
Other than competitive Pokemon, but I don't want to get into that because that is a can of worms I don't care to get into.
It's a can of worms I don't want to open. But yeah, basically Nuzlocks are hard. And they just get harder the more rules you add to them.
Dude, I've seen rule sets where they have like 18 to 20 rules.
Goodness.
And they clear it like it's nothing.
Yeah, some people are so dedicated. They find out like the perfect ways. And then there's like they find out the perfect ways to like run through the game, get certain Pokemon, get them to the level they need before they need to do like the gym battles or whatever. And then there's like, not necessarily for Pokemon, but then there's like speedrunners who play like a certain game so much that they like memorize the whole game, and then they try and like shave like mere seconds off their time just to get it better.
That's how speedruns work, my guy.
Like the
Hollow Knight speedrun, as an example, was they're pushing literal seconds off the time. It's like
it's just like the dedication.
The exact same time.
The dedication needed though. Like the dedication you need to actually like figure out the certain like optimal ways to get through the game as fast as possible.
Oh, I remember what it was. It was the Hollow Knight Path of Pain speedrun. It was like 2 or 3 people were tied. Were like so close to each other, first, second, and third. It was by milliseconds.
Dude. Yeah. So for the current, can't speak. The current original Mario speedrun, the newest world record, the guy shaved, let's see, he shaved like half a second off, maybe.
That's a lot, actually.
Or maybe it was a whole second. I don't know. Maybe it was just a couple tenths. But the frame perfect inputs required to speedrun that game properly are insane. And there are still a couple frame perfect inputs that are available to do. So they could get it a couple frames faster. But it would be insanely hard to pull those off.
Like, and hit all of them in a single run?
Yeah, because I think the chance that this guy was hitting this one frame perfect input was like a 1 in 200 chance or something. I don't remember what it was. But somehow he got it 5 times in one day. It's also just like luck while doing the speed run. You just gotta have like the perfect timing.
Speedrunners have my undying respect. If you're a speedrunner, you deserve to be a speedrunner.
Yeah, I've thought about trying to like just do like basic speedruns, not like world record speedruns, but just like completing games as fast as I possibly can. I just tried to play through New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe on the Switch this last year as fast as I possibly could. It was like my second playthrough of the game. I beat it in under 10 hours, and I think our first playthrough took us like 15 to 20. But we were going through like, we also had all 4 people playing. And in that game, it's not like Mario Wonder, in which you can run into and pick up people that you're playing with, and you could just throw people off cliffs. I'm like, no thanks. Sometimes somebody jumps and you try and jump over them, and you'll just bounce on their head and could end up in like a pit.
Yeah. Multiplayer games where you can interact with the other players are so chaotic.
Seriously.
I love it. Anyways, we've gone like massively off topic, so we should that's probably a good sign that we've just about run Pokemon dry of topic. So let's end the episode here.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
Not that I can think of.
I can run the outro then.
If you haven't played a Pokemon game, go play one.
True. If you're one of the 4 people on planet Earth who has not heard of Pokemon up to this point, go play a Pokemon game. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. So if you're watching on YouTube, slap a like and a comment on that. And subscribe, because we're going to be doing these weekly if possible. And then if you're on a different podcast app, like Spotify right now, there might be more later, leave a review, and we'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching. Yep. I'm Reaper, and I'm signing off. Peace out.
I'm Ave. Peace.
We'll be back someday, and we will find our way. Take control of our fate, and like a car with no brakes, crash and learn, make mistakes, and we'll be back one day. We'll be back one day.